Album review. Today's album is Fall Out Boy, Save Rock and Roll. We're joined by myself, Denver, Joe.
Hello.
Will.
Hello.
And Aidan.
Rock and roll. So, this album. I'm going to start by obviously saying that I tend to associate albums with games that I played at the time of them, like, thingy. And Save Rock and Roll came out when I was playing the first Dishonored game. So we can safely say that that was probably the reason I loved it so much. Because going back to it, although it was still great, it wasn't awe-inspiringly, blink-jumpingly taking over rats and eating your foesingly great as I remember it being.
I see.
All that being said, though, it is, in my opinion, one of the more diverse Fall Out Boy albums. And based on the fact that every song is, it's pretty unique, I think. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah, I don't care. And as we know, though, different is better.
Yep, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Not in all cases.
No, in all cases, Will Davey. William
case.
Davey, in all cases, different is better.
Upper and lowercase.
Mm. So the worst song was Rat-a-tat. Ratat. Rat.
I quite like
Is that a do you think that's a reference to Ratatouille, or like when the gangsters go like caca with the gun?
So how many gangsters have you met that have stood with a gun and gone caca?
Like caca? No, like when they go gat gat. Do you think it's like that?
I mean, again,
It's definitely just because of the noise, rat-a-tat. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
like a drum.
Oh, it's like a drum.
Well, I don't. No, hang on. No, I don't think it is. I think Joe might be onto something here, because at one point they are talking about like things like arson and suicide bombs in the song.
It is a gang
and
thing.
like
It's when
I think it's a gang thing,
It must be
Like-
like when the bombers go. Sorry, go on.
Have
No,
you
no.
seen
when
the
the,
music
when the
video?
bombers go rat-a-tat.
Yeah, and then they blow up.
The music video is basically this like female cult.
That's weird, man.
So I'm right.
You are, but it was just the way that you said it that didn't make it right, and also the fact that you started with Pixar's Ratatouille probably didn't help.
Fair enough.
So yeah, worst one, Rat-a-tat. Although the verses are pretty enjoyable, and the actual, there we go. Excuse me. Yeah, although the verses, they're pretty enjoyable, and the chorus hook is palatable. It's the Courtney Love parts that really bring it down. And I'm sure hardcore Courtney Love fans will disagree with that. And to that I say, all three of you should get out.
I like the Courtney Love bits.
They're your favourite bit, would you say?
No, but I just like them. I like contrast.
I quite like them. I'm not surprised Aidan doesn't, because she is basically talking. But
What do you mean, basically? She literally doesn't even attempt to sing.
does she not? I can't remember.
No.
She is basically just talking.
She's talking.
Famous for being
And
married
also,
to
I
Kurt
think-
Cobain.
Yeah. I mean, also famously shit, but that's not the point. And also, what's it called? Controversially, potentially might have pulled the trigger. Making Kurt Cobain's brains into spaghetti bolognese on the wall.
Wait, what? What are you on about?
Yeah, there's a big investigation into it on whether or not Courtney actually shot him, based on
Is
the fact
that-
that
Wait,
shot-
Courtney Love is Kurt Cobain's
Did you not?
wife.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. I did. Yeah, there was a big thing about it because like people were going, "Oh, the shotgun was too long. The only way he would have been able to do it is to pull the trigger with his toe and stuff like that." Some people believe that Courtney did it.
Wow.
I just believe that Courtney Love is Lil Chris, so I don't see what all the fuss is about. Also, the line "rat-a-tat" in the song doesn't actually add anything to it bar the name. It's kind of just annoying. Like Joe.
Hello.
The third favourite, my third favourite, Missing You. Sounds like I've got a stutter. I don't. That's the name of the song.
It is. That was good. I enjoyed that one as well.
Great, thanks, Joe.
No worries.
Despite it being my third favourite, though, I do struggle to say things about this. Because, like, although I really enjoy it, to the point where it's my top 3, like, I don't know. It's one of those, it's a solid song. And the actual lyrics are great. Like, especially in the chorus. It has one of my favourite lines in any song. But, like, other than that, it's just a good song. It's nothing really stuck out to me as being like crazy different or anything worth noting. It's nothing to write home about, is what I'm saying. It's just a good song.
Fair enough.
Number 2, Young Volcanoes.
Classic.
It is a classic. It's like such a feel-good song, despite being like really simple. And like the vocals and chanting make it feel bigger than it is, in my opinion. Like it feels like a bigger song.
Yeah, there's not actually a lot going on in the song.
But then
But
like coupled with everything else, and I mean it's a bit culty as well. But I feel like the whole album, if you watch any of the videos, is a bit culty.
Have you seen the video to Young Volcanoes?
Yeah, I have. They're just sat around a dinner table and they've all got weird
And
masks
they're all
on.
and the women are naked in it.
Yeah, but you know, I didn't
even know that was allowed on YouTube.
I mean, I don't objectify, whereas that's the first thing you noticed.
I was shocked. I was like, "What? This is on YouTube? Like, when was this allowed?"
It does say explicit on the title.
It does, but
Yes,
you can't just put that in
explicit.
and then just upload porn straight to.
Hang on a minute,
YouTube.
explicit. Isn't that the guy that did Pimp My Ride? His name was Exhibit, by the way.
That was such a good show, by the way.
Just for the
Fucking-
joke to work there,
Yeah.
just so you know. But yeah, I love it, and obviously the fact that it's got, you know, that sweet acoustic guitar, real nice, and it underlines the entire song, so I can't get enough of that. And if Rat-a-tat wasn't on the album, it would follow nicely into my number 1, which is Save Rock and Roll. That's right. Yep. Yeah,
Save rock and roll.
I fucking love Save Rock and Roll. Like
Interesting.
we're into talking about like the finishers of the albums at the moment, aren't we? Like the finishings and the starts of the album, and you know, maybe that'll die out eventually. But holy shit, is this an ending? Like it's just such a satisfying song.
I could not disagree more. I think it's the most
Nah.
boring song on the album.
Ah, I love it. It's just super uplifting, and just I wish that this was everyone's go-to song instead of like Bohemian Rhapsody. I wish everyone did this instead. You know? And then obviously
It's
Elton's
boring.
in it. Obviously, big old Elton, what a lad.
I like Elton,
Absolute
but-
unit, top shagger. Like, he's awesome. And then there's the pitch change at the end. I don't know. All I'm saying is that I think that there isn't a better song on it to name the album after.
Nothing gets Aidan more than a good pitch change.
I love it.
Quick fun fact, by the way.
Go on.
The girl that, like, when she takes her top off in the Volcanoes song, they didn't plan for her to do that. She just did it. And they couldn't take it out the shot because they did the whole video in one take and they couldn't afford to do it again. So it wasn't meant to
Couldn't
happen.
afford
that
to do it
out.
again. That sounds like bollocks.
So, well, I'm just reading a comment off the video by XX_young_ wheat thin.
Right, so you're trusting
reliable
X
source.
Reliable
underscore
sources.
young_wheat thing,
Yeah. There you
claiming
go.
that this guy clearly he was there. Don't know if you knew. XX_young_wheat thing
And-
is actually Patrick.
His comment has 700 upvotes as well. I gotta trust a guy that gets that many upvotes.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my album review. I didn't realize that Save Rock and Roll was going to be such a controversial choice at the end there.
To me, I think Elton sounds a bit like he's dying in it, to be honest.
I mean, didn't you say that about another one in the last album?
No, other people said that about Ozzy, whereas I think Elton
Yeah.
sounds more dead than Ozzy in this song.
No,
Elton's not in it. I think there's just a hard contrast between like how well Patrick can sing and how okay Elton can sing.
I think my
Elton
issue
sounds
with
old.
Elton
think-
is old.
But he sounds old.
He's
I
stopped
think-
touring now, hasn't he?
fuck my life.
What's that even supposed to mean, Will?
This is karma, Joe.
I know.
This is how it feels.
Every fucking space. Oh god. No, it's all right. Carry on.
It's
Oh, I
because
just
if
think
you
he
don't...
sounds
Well,
old.
go on then. Fuck you. The problem is when you try and button with the "I think," it's like, you know, no one
I
cares.
never said I think.
You did literally just 6 times.
No, I didn't.
I think that you're talking bollocks.
Literally didn't say that.
I think that you can fuck off.
Said.
I think
Okay.
that we should go on to the next one.
Well, all I was gonna say to finish that off was my issue with Save Rock and Roll was I just didn't think there was that much to it. Like I feel like it's meant to be like this big song, but I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel that there was actually a lot to it.
I would agree. I put a bit of a nothing song.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking great.
I think the last 30 seconds are alright.
Oh, thanks, Will.
But other
Cheers,
than that, I
man.
think it's a bit bland. However, when I saw it live with Aidan, and I thought Elton John was on stage, but he wasn't.
No.
Patrick just did like the voice of Elton John. It was
A
so
lower
weird.
voice.
It was so strange, but it was quite good live, to be fair. But
Maybe that's why I like it so much. I think it ended that the specific concert that we went to as well,
Yeah, it did.
which is just, you know, it heightens my. Yep.
That was
Senses.
a great concert as well.
The first one was. The second
Yeah.
one wasn't.
Yeah,
Second one looked like they were
trying.
gonna die.
That's when they released the shitter albums.
True.
Yeah. So, I obviously think this is a great album. Which I've voiced it quite often, and like, to me, there's no bad songs on it. Really, they're all good. Like, there's none that you'd say, "Oh God, it's just trash."
Disagree.
It was a great like nostalgia trip. It's definitely better than the last Fall Out Boy album we listened to by a fucking mile. It's definitely not their best album, but it was such a good comeback for them. Because the thing is, like, they changed up their music a lot with this album compared to what they used to do. But this album wasn't shit, so it was kind of forgivable. Whereas the new stuff they've done is so out there and so crappy. I just can't. I don't like it at all. Whereas this was like it was different, but it was a good different. So, like it was like they adapted their music like in a good way. But worse for me was Missing You. I don't think there's anything to that song. I just think it's a bit bland and similar to say Rock and Roll. There's just not a lot about it. See, Aidan, you said like you couldn't really say that much about it. Well, I think that's because there's not a lot to it. Like it's just a bit plain and
Maybe I just love the line in the chorus.
yeah. Like I just think that. I think the 3 weakest songs for me is Save Rock and Roll, Missing You, and maybe like Where Did the Party Go? Because I just think they're a bit samey and nothing really happens in them. Whereas I think all the others have their differences and are good in their own ways. Because I didn't think I'd like Rat-a-Tat-Tat, but like
Right.
it's quite like upbeat and happy. And the Courtney Love bit, I remember like used to not liking that, but now I think it's like a good contrast, like Denver said.
But has it put you off it knowing that she probably shot Kurt?
No, because like it's just controversy in it. You can't look at things like that.
No,
unless
you're
they're
right.
proven.
Nah, Michael Jackson didn't fuck kids.
Fucking hell, it's funny you said Michael Jackson. That was the first thing that came to my head.
What, the Michael Jackson controversy? What about
Um,
Lil Crispy and Post Malone?
Oh god, here we
That's
go
just
again.
facts. That's no
It's gaining
controversy.
traction. It's gaining real traction in the community.
But I think Patrick himself has a fucking fantastic voice.
Well, Will, is there a social
Yeah.
gathering happening in your house?
There's always a social gathering happening at my house. It's always
That's
in the
illegal.
background. I know.
Joe, call the police.
Joe,
I'm
get
on
him.
it.
It's only my own
Get him,
family,
Joe.
so it's not illegal.
Call the police, Joe.
I'm on it.
Sounds
I'm
like more
ringing
than
them
2 people to
right
me.
now.
Third best for me was what was that?
He's ringing the police.
I'm ringing the police.
Hello, this is the police.
Hello, this guy outside. He's having like there's 10 there's 50 people now.
This is serious. I'm sending the SWAT.
Okay, thank you.
Like midway through my review, I just get fucking
You get
police
SWAT.
smashed through my window.
Also, do you think we should
Go
start
on.
posting pictures of little Chris and then tagging it as Post Malone when he was younger?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And like just start that trend going.
No, because that'd be
No.
so bad. Could you imagine?
Little Chris before,
Little Chris's mum just messages, it's like, please stop.
and then it's like Post Malone before tattoos, and it's just a picture of little Chris.
So awful.
Oh.
Yeah, so third favourite.
Third favourite for me, which I didn't used to look at as much as a good song, was actually Alone Together. I think I love it. I just think it's just good, all right? I don't have much more to say about it, to be fair, but it is just like good. Like I don't remember. It was between that and My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark, which I think was their most listened to song from this album because it was like their comeback song.
Yeah, it was the single.
But I don't remember Alone Together being that good, but now I fucking love it. I think it's got such a good chorus and verse. But the top 2 I've loved since the very start, and were always going to be my top 2, to be honest, and nothing's changed about that. Second for me was Death Valley, especially like his opening like vocals. I think they just make the entire song. Like and the drum beat on it is really good, and it's really upbeat and just easy to sing to. I'll say easy to sing to, but it gives proper high pitch. But like in your own tone, it's just quite a good sing along.
I'm actually 12 octaves down, sadly.
But number 1 for me is Young Volcanoes. I think in that he shows like his vocal range the best. Like you say, it seems like quite a vocal full song with like all the people singing,
I
even
was
though
gonna say, that's why I would say I would disagree, because a lot of it isn't him.
but like you don't need it to all be him. Like I think that's what's it.
I mean,
adds-
To show off his vocals, I
But
would
he
say so.
he's in every part of it. It's just there's extra bits added in with them.
I disagree. I don't think he's in every part, Will.
I think he is. So
The
To me,
band is
that's the best song.
Panic at It's not Panic at the Disco. The band is Fall Out Boy, not Patrick. Therefore, they can do whatever the hell.
But then again, Panic at the Disco is just Brandon at this point, so why the fuck not? eh?
Wrong.
No, you're wrong. That's it, counter wronged.
Dan, you counter wronged me.
It's like the Uno reverse.
yeah, he's literally singing the whole anyway. Yeah, for me that's number 1. Shows the best and it's the drum beat in that is so like catchy, and the way it ends and stuff. To me, that would have been a good like ending to the album just because of the way it ends. But I think it's like so different. But yeah, Young Volcanoes for me is number 1. But like, there's so many like honorable mentions. So like, The Mighty Fall with Big Sean. I think that's a sick song. And for some reason, I can remember the whole like rap verse, which is well embarrassing. But like,
It's because it's barely a rap.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
actually
know.
put that I enjoyed Big Sean's bit.
yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I feel like once you've listened to it enough times, Big Sean really needs to step out of the picture.
Nah,
No, he
It's great.
does.
and also the Phoenix. I think that's a really good upbeat song to get you like in the mood for the album. I think Just One Yesterday is quite disappointing though, because like Foxes, they're the ones who sing Clarity, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah.
They're really good in that, but I don't think they really do that much in that song. But to me, like I say, just there's not really any bad songs. There's like a couple weak ones, but other than that, I think it's a solid album. It was great to go back to it. It brings back a lot of memories from teenage years. That's all I've got to say, really.
Thank you, Will.
2013. That was 7 years ago.
Yeah, man. It's
That's
fucking
mad.
wild, isn't it?
So, what year would we have been in school?
What's that year? 9 or 10? 9,
Oh,
I think.
I left
13,
school
you'd
that
have been
year.
14. So I was 13, you were 14.
So we were year 9 or 10 again. Yeah, like I say.
That's mad. That's awesome. I feel old now. Let's move on
To Joe.
to Joe.
Hello.
Oh, God.
When I first looked at this album, I was like, oh, this is the one that I really don't like and I hate. And then I was like, oh, it's not that one. It's the one that's okay. This is the album that was that I've listened to the most out of all the Fall Out Boys album. And when I say that, it was when kind of Aidan and Will were listening to it back in the day. I just kind of I've just heard these songs more than any other Fall Out Boy song. If that makes sense, does that make sense?
It does.
Awesome. So I've got a few notes on this album. Really, as much as I appreciate Patrick's voice, and I think he's a great singer,
Don't you fucking do it.
I don't like him.
Fuck off.
I really, really don't. I'm not a fan of his voice at all. I know I can understand that he's got a really good voice, but I just don't like it.
Joe's like, I don't like this music. Let me put my headphones back on. Ah, yes, this is good. This is what I wanted to listen to.
Look, I just don't like the timbre. That's a musical word of his voice.
Don't know if it is.
Yeah, so there's that. I also think that Big Sean ruins the Mighty Fall.
Oh, Big Sean.
Controversial.
You don't like the line, he's either fucking or working so the grind don't stop?
I do like that. That is good.
Hell yeah, I'm a dick girl and the dick digs you.
I do like Big Sean. I think he's great, but he just I was thinking, this is going to be a runner-up for like my top 3 until Big Sean comes in. And I'm like, don't like it. I found the album very samey. It was a bit like Denver feels like with Mayday Parade, in the sense where like all the songs kind of just seem the same. And I feel like that's just because like they use kind of the same instruments and same kind of vocal style in every song.
Yeah, stop breathing, Darth Vader.
Stop breathing down the mic.
I'm not. What? Is it me?
Yeah, it's always
so
you.
Fucking loud.
I don't know how I'm doing it.
Just move away from the mic a little bit.
That face mask you were wearing for work, just put that back on.
This is going to be a controversial.
Was I doing it again?
No, but that's what it's like.
That is what it sounds like, yeah.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh God, I'll stop breathing.
Just stop
Yeah,
breathing.
please do. This is going to be a controversial thought, and I'm open to opinions on this one.
Okay.
I thought the lyrics were a bit cringy.
For what?
All of it.
Wrong.
I can't have an opinion because I don't listen to the lyrics.
That's true, he doesn't. He just watches a music video. Denver's the kind of guy that reads pop-up books, not novels.
Exactly. More interactive.
What's your opinion on that, Will?
I think.
Will, you know how to breathe. Just do it without breathing.
I think that you never said that the lyrics were cringy for Motionless in White, so.
Yeah, I didn't think that. Well, for the most part.
Oh, do
You
you
thought that these were cringy, so.
So you feel his opinion's almost invalid?
Yeah, so I can't really.
Just
be with you on that one.
even like the title of the album, "Save Rock and Roll," and then they don't make a rock and roll album. Like,
That's a pretty
Just
good
seems a
point,
bit-
actually, Joe. Yeah.
the album's about saving rock and roll, and there's not one rock and roll song in the album.
Patrick can save rock and roll. Just give
I
him
don't
time.
think they were literally aiming to save rock and roll. I think it's like the ironic.
Yeah,
So I don't think they
But
were
they ma-
really like, oh my god, we're gonna save rock and roll. Put that
But-
as like it doesn't need to be a rock and roll album.
but they made a song called "Save Rock and Roll," where they literally talk about how rock and roll needs to be saved.
It doesn't need to be saved. Let it die.
It does.
Rock
need to
and roll
die.
isn't also a genre.
I mean, it is.
I mean, it literally is.
It literally is.
No, it isn't. Rock
Yeah.
is a genre. Rock and roll is more like the.
Hey
It's a
Siri,
genre.
Oh god.
is rock and roll a genre? Oh, for fuck's sake.
A genre.
It is Jean Ran.
I've just typed
Is
it in
rock
Google.
and roll? Oh my god, what are you doing, Siri? Hey Siri,
Hello.
is rock and roll? For fuck's sake!
I
Is
do
rock
not
and-
know where the
It
nearest
just
smack
keeps.
dealer
It just
is.
keeps. Stop.
Hold on.
You let me down, Siri.
Hold on. Controversial. Bixby.
Bixby?
Bixby.
Fuck off.
Samsung Siri.
That's disgusting.
Hold on. Hey Google.
Hello.
Hey Google.
At least
I
Siri
don't know.
responded. As Siri just responded and was like, no, and just ignored me.
Hey
straight away.
Google.
Right, let's move on.
Yeah, it is. Google says yes.
Google
No, it
says. What do you mean? You just shouted, "Hey Google!" at it.
Yes,
Google says yes.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but Google now has mind reading technology. So you say, "Hey Google," and Google knows what you want to know.
No, I've typed it in Google. Rock and roll is a musical genre.
Oh, thanks.
Artists in rock and roll include Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, Gary Glitter,
And Fallout Boy.
Weirdly enough, and Fall Out Boy at the end.
Drake Bell,
Specifically.
apparently, from Drake and Josh.
Ah, yes, Drake from the album Drake.
So,
Oh, God, there's
oh
more
my
talking
God.
in the background.
fucking clothes.
Rock and
on.
roll is a genre of popular music.
Wrong.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, there's that. My worst song, Rat-a-tat. In my opinion, it was a bit of a fucking mess. Didn't understand what was going on at all. There was no like main melody. Melody. There was like no main like melody there. It was all just a bit of a thrown together thing. Didn't really like it. Didn't groove with me. Didn't groove with me at all. However, my third favorite was Young Volcanoes.
Hey.
The acoustic guitar was very nice. Pull a page out of Aidan's book there.
Stop! I don't have many pages left.
And I preferred his vocals a lot more in this as well. So I know I made that comment earlier saying that he's not in all the parts, and he's not. But I still think his vocals were at his prime in this song.
I mean, technically, you're right,
I
Joe.
preferred
He
them.
isn't in all the parts. There's parts in between, like the
Canty
verses and the
bits,
choruses and the stuff.
Yeah.
Right at the very start, he doesn't just jump in immediately.
Yeah,
And in the outro, there could be more Patrick.
yeah, sure.
What I'm saying
mean-
is he's not allowed to breathe either.
Here's the thing: change this band to like a different singer, and I
No.
would much prefer it.
No, you wouldn't.
I
Yeah,
would.
but when there's only one singer, that's basically just saying listen to a different band. Like the band
No,
is
because-
Patrick, really.
I disagree because the music. Then
Like anyone can play a fucking instrument.
Yeah, Joe.
what you on about? Anyone?
You
can
heard,
play
you
it.
heard what he
Like
said.
all the guitarists and drummers, whatever. Really, any decent drummer you can just swap them out for. It's the singer is what makes it.
You know
Um,
what? You're absolutely right, Denver.
I disagree.
Like Panic
I
Disco,
mean,
prime
yeah.
example. Like he lost his entire band and had to replace them all, and his music's still
but-
just as good. Well, it's
yeah,
better.
but if you notice, like the sound changes like every time, though.
Yeah, that's because Brendan just depends what he's taking.
It does.
Anyway,
No, hang on. I want to talk more about this. I think
Go
you're
for it.
absolutely right, Denver. And that's why I mainly focus on the vocals and the singers in songs.
Mm.
Because usually they're down to like what makes it different, what makes it unique. Because as you say, anybody can play an instrument.
Like writing a song, like writing what you play on the instrument, fine, but the actual performing of it, once it's written, it's just that's it. So maybe the other band members have like a massive say in the writing of the song. So then, in that case, then like yes, the band is part of the song. But if literally all the other guys do is just play what they're told to play, then the band is just whoever writes it.
I feel like you are misunderstood on that every artist has a different writing style. The artists just don't get told, unless they're session musicians, they don't get told what to play. But in which case, Fall Out Boy isn't a session musician band. They are a band. They have the members, meaning all of them write.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
that's true.
They could. Now it's written though. You can get rid of all the other players. You just need Patrick.
Well, yeah, but
there you go.
What I'm
Bam.
saying, but the future of the band, then you'd have different writing styles.
The future's already fucked. We've seen
it depends how much
album.
who does what writing. It's like,
well, or whoever plays what instrument.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean?
Because like, if Patrick can play all the instruments, he could be writing all their parts. They're just playing it.
Yeah, but he's not.
Oh, do you know that?
I do know.
He's just Googled it.
A guy in the comment section says the drummer actually writes all the songs. I'm not saying, like, maybe they do.
No, that's very rude what you've just said.
I mean, that's easy coming from a guitarist. Or singers like me and Denver.
Us
We need to
singers.
stick together.
writing music, especially with instruments, it takes so much fucking hard work and time.
That's not
Like-
true. We wrote a song about sausages in an afternoon.
We did, yeah. I wrote a song about diarrhea. Do you want to hear it?
No.
No.
Second favourite.
Okay. Oh, it's still me, isn't
It's
it?
still you.
Yes. Second favorite was The Phoenix. Probably one of my favorite Fall Out Boy songs, to be honest. Although I still wouldn't listen to it hugely. It was on my 2019 playlist, Ultimate.
So you could have said it was in my top 29 songs then. Like,
But
Specific.
it didn't make it to my top 20. In fact, I got rid of all my Fall Out Boy on my 2020 playlist because
It's just too good.
I just don't listen to them anymore.
What?
And every time it came up on my 29, I just skipped it. 2019, I just skipped it. But yeah, Phoenix, pretty good. I like because it's different than the rest of the songs, which makes a change. And then my first favorite, this may be controversial, I don't know, because I hadn't heard this song before we listened to this. And I was like, holy shit, this is really underrated and great. And that is Alone Together. Great song. I was like, this is just an all-round good song. Everything's just whacking. Everything's whacking.
brilliant.
Yep.
Any more to say?
Fuck's sake.
Nope. That's it.
Okay.
All right then. Guess we go on to scores then.
I haven't.
What's your number one?
What?
What
His
was your
number one was
one?
Alone Together. Come on, Will. Fucking
And your
hell.
second?
Fucking Phoenix. I was
I
actually
feel like you
listening
said
this
that
time.
so quick at the end that I've completely zoned out for you, Joe. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Wow.
is this just my voice?
No, it's not your voice.
It's just you.
It's just life, you know. Sorry. Carry on.
Here's my
Yeah,
opinion of the album.
Yay.
I feel like this album had no trash on it, but it also had nothing for me to look forward to every time I listened to it. Like, even when we've done, like, the last two albums done, even with, like, Mayday Parade, even though I thought a lot of the songs were kind of okay, there was a few on there I used to look forward to them coming round. Whereas on this, there was literally nothing that I would look forward to. But equally, there was nothing that was bad. It was just kind of, the songs just kind of existed, and I feel like a lot of you somewhat agree with that, even if you didn't realise it, because a lot of you pick songs and you're like, I don't know what I liked about it, I just sort of did. And I feel like that's because the songs are just generally good, but there's not a lot to them, or not enough to, like, I don't know, I struggle to connect with any of the songs. Like when Aidan was saying about how he originally loved this album because he was playing Dishonored 2, so it, like, gave that connection. I feel like when I was listening to it, I was like, I feel like I could love these if I could associate it with something else. Because they are good songs, but like the songs on their own weren't brilliant enough for me to just in its own right be like, that's great. Every song had a music video because it all told a story, but it was quite annoying how the story was out of order to the list, because I listened to it in album order, but the story is all out of order. I don't know why they did that. Why not?
Can you tell us the story?
No, not really, because I watched it out of order. People were dying.
Mm.
And the women cults.
Ah.
And many of the songs felt like they had strong starts and then kind of never lived up to the hype of the beginning of the song. So I'd often describe the songs as an upbeat disappointment because it would start off and like, oh shit, it's about to go down, and then nothing. Like quite a few of the songs seem to start off really upbeat for about 10 seconds and then drop, like as it just cut the upbeatness and changed the song. And yeah, my least favorite was Missing You, because I felt like it had like an old style feel, which wasn't necessarily bad in itself, but then it also just was a bit boring. And it was between that and Save Rock and Roll for my least favourites. I didn't like Save Rock and Roll at all, but I felt like the actual vocals was better in that one. Hence why Missing You was my least favourite. And then top three, these could literally be in any order, because like I say, nothing really stood out that much to me. These definitely stood out as the best three songs, but I could literally chop and change them around because they were pretty much as good as each other. So third favourite was Death Valley. I thought that was the only one that like actually felt like an epic song. And was quite upbeat. I did like that one. Hence why it was in the top three. Second, I put Young Volcanoes because I felt like that was quite different to a lot of the other songs. I thought that was quite a nice song. Yeah, and my favourite was The Phoenix because it gave me hope for the rest of the album. Like when it started like that, I thought it was a really strong start, as we were saying about albums having good starts and good finishes or whatever. I don't feel like this had a good finish for now, even though I do think it was a finishing song, at least compared to when we did Post Malone's, how it just kind of, it's a song like just ends. I did feel like it was a finishing song to the album, but I just didn't like it. But The Phoenix was really upbeat and sort of stayed upbeat for the whole thing. And yeah, it gave me hope for the rest of the album. But ultimately, nothing really stuck. Just generally no real bad songs, but no like songs that I'd be like on their own right adding to my own like playlists. That's my review.
Damn, you just fucking blitzed through that.
Blitzy review. Fair enough.
Fuck.
That was harsh.
That was it. Denver was like, we're taking too long. I'm doing my whole review in 3 minutes.
Yes. Ratings. Unless anyone's got any comments on what I said.
No.
Yeah, hang on. I've got my hand up. Fuck you. Is that a comment?
I didn't say it was bad.
Fuck you.
Ratings.
I hate the album, man.
Mm-hmm.
Who is...
It's Joe.
Joe?
5.
No. For fuck's sake!
We can hear you opening a wrapper or some shit.
Spoilers. It's not even in order, Joe.
5.
It's not you, Joe!
It's not you!
Is it not?
No!
Oh!
Aidan.
It's Aidan. And then
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good.
You did say Joe.
Yeah, because we're trying to get you to stop.
Sorry, I've ruined it.
No, you haven't. It's all going to get cut anyway.
Ratings.
You say my name now.
No, I don't normally.
Yes, you do.
Aidan.
7.5.
I don't go through the list.
You do.
That is not how I do it.
Is it not?
No. Everyone should know their order.
Why do we all remember that you always do this?
I don't know, because that never happens.
I don't know.
No, you definitely start.
Suspicious.
You definitely start it off, and then it just goes. Like you definitely go Aidan, and then it goes, and then like you don't say any more after that. Because you don't go me 15.
Exactly.
Hang on, put a hold on this right now.
Oh, okay.
Are you listening back to it?
Yeah, I'm just going to check.
Maybe I'm a massive hypocrite.
I think you might be.
Oh, shit. 6.5.
You didn't do it in Z.
Only one that had such a good, and it is that it was bad to scream over everything. for.
Man, that's weird. Why is this a
Anyway,
I think this is
Is
one
this
of
a
those.
Mandela effect?
Yeah, I was going to say this is a Mandela. It's something I never do, but you think I do every time.
You do here.
Why didn't he sing in that?
Listen.
Why did he have to scream over everything?
Anyway,
Says the metal fan.
ratings. Aidan.
6.5.
Well,
Did it that?
Right, I did do it on
So
this one.
sometimes you've done it and sometimes we haven't. So
Yeah.
let's just
we're
wing it.
all right. We're all
Yeah.
I think it depends.
weird,
I think because
that.
sometimes you free roll it on your own, and sometimes it needs encouragement.
So we just cut all this then, yeah?
Okay, ratings. Aidan.
7.5.
Will. I thought you were going to go on your own.
You said Aidan, so then I thought you were going to say Will.
Such a dick. No.
Try again.
Right, ratings. Aidan.
7.5.
7.5.
5.
6.5.
Hooray.
Oh, it's a classic, boys. It's a classic.
Is it? Oh, is it
26.5?
26.5?
It's a 26.5.
Of course it is.
It just means
Classic.
it's a good album. Just a good all-round album.
Oh, it's an all-rounder.
Yeah, I had fun with it. Like I say, I don't like.
I think a 5 is pretty harsh.
Yeah, I mean that's just Joe, though, isn't it?
The way I went with it is it's just bang on average. So 5.
Yeah, but that for you is normally a 7.
No, I disagree.
You can disagree all you want. Facts don't lie, cunt.
So, is it your pick next?
That is
Albert?
my pick.
Oh God, what's happening there?
It's Joe, don't worry. Just giving a bit of feedback.
Picked a recent album. Was my logic. I had a plan for what I was going to pick, and I changed it up because an album came out recently. So next album is Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia.
Ugh, okay.
Ooh.
Even the name kind of makes me go like, oh. Like, what does that even mean? Is it going to be nostalgia for you in the future by listening to this album?
Dua Lipa's last one got a classic 26.5.
Yeah, it was
good.
alright.
It surprised me.
The thing is, I'm not sort of physically recoiling because of Dua Lipa. I'm physically recoiling because of the name more than anything else.
Every time I go on Spotify, this album has just been like on the front page. They're like, "Listen now, listen, come on, listen." It's like,
It's blowing up, as the kids
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I got a
Has anyone-
notification when it came on.
"Don't Start Now" is like #1 in the charts. I think, isn't it? One of the songs on this album.
Oh yeah, Don't
No.
Stop Now is good. But Don't Start
I
Now.
don't really like that song very much, but maybe it's because I've heard it on the radio too much.
It's
though.
not that one, no. She's got another one that's up there at the moment. It's called like "Let's Get Physical" or something. Not
do
the
like
old song, not the "We gotta get physical." It's not
Although
that.
they did do a workout video to it.
Oh, I'll
Which
tell
is
you what.
ironic. Go on.
I know why this song. I know this song.
Go on.
Right. Post Malone's.
Is it?
First-
Hang on, no, right. How
Right.
long is this story? Do I care enough?
It's literally like 3
Because
seconds.
I mean, it started with the word Post Malone.
Right. Post Malone released when he did his first ever song before White Iverson that is on YouTube. He did like a song while he was in high school that went super viral. After he became famous, because people found obviously he made it when he was a teenager. It was terrible. I can't remember what it's called, but if you go on YouTube and type in like Post Malone's first ever song, it's like a proper meme thing. It's obviously made it for a joke, but literally it has the same fucking like beat in physical. I'll send you the link so we can talk about it next time because it is fucking hilarious.
Also, I forgot to mention in Post Malone's review that we did last week that in the song "Take What You Want," the Halo theme tune is in it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like rammed in there.
I never noticed that.
Man,
Yeah, I
Post
notice
is
it
so
every
funny.
time, and then I'm like, fuck, I forgot to mention that.
Wow.